Hi everybody and welcome back. We're about to go on to the next step for Stormblood 4.4. And we are about to talk to Heian real quick. Shadows in the Empire. Heian has a request for the Scions. I had hoped to steal a moment's rest after our little outing, but it would seem duty calls. A foreign emissary arrived in my absence. Do not let us keep you then. Actually, I was wondering if you might join me. I cannot think of a guest who could fail to be impressed by the presence of the Scions. At least, none I should be happy to receive. Of course, if you think it would be useful. Thank you. Let us return to my manor then. Okay, so he doesn't know if he should be able to trust this emissary. He's probably thinking that this emissary is from Garlemald or something like that. So he's going to see if they appreciate the Scions. They basically judge and see, like, if they don't like the Scions, then he can't trust them. Pretty smart move if you ask me. The guardsman? Lord Heian is expecting you. May I show you in? Yes, and I think you need to learn to say something else, mate.
Lise, what brings you here?
Oh, Alliance business. We have a request for Doma. Well, Heian. But that can wait. They told me you were out searching for Alphinaud. Did you manage to pick up his trail? Well, if he wasn't at the crash site, he might still have escaped. We have to keep searching.
And we will. Alphinaud embarked on this journey as an emissary of Doma, and I hold myself responsible for his safe return. I will have our shinobi in the provinces search for him as a matter of urgency. Chin up, Alize. You'll get to admonish your brother for his recklessness yet.
Well, someone has to do it.
I'm sure he's going to be fine. There is one thing I'm not sure about, though. You said it was the Emperor's personal guard that attacked Alphinaud's airship. But the Popularis would never have been able to arrange the prisoner exchange without Varus's blessing. So why would he sabotage his own mission?
They may not have been acting on Varus's orders. The guard answer not only to him, but to his family, the Crown Prince included.
When Yotsuyu summoned Tsukuyomi, Asahi was quick to proclaim that a dormant citizen had violated the terms of our agreement, that the negotiations had failed. And it is this version of events that is now being repeated across Garlemald. To hear the tale, one would think the prisoner exchange never took place. Plainly, someone is manipulating matters from the shadows. Most likely Xenos, or whoever it is that wears his face.
Whichever Ascian you mean. We all know the nature of our adversary.
The servants of chaos are true to their name. Their meddling has cost Doma a chance at peace. Whoever it was that loosed his personal guard, the Emperor cannot be ignorant of these developments. We must proceed on the assumption that our treaty is indeed in tatters. But come, Lise. You have journeyed far. Let me hear your petition.
Right. So the big news is that Alamigo has agreed to join the Eorzean Alliance. To make it official and discuss where we all go from here, the leaders of the 5 nations are planning to hold a meeting, and we were hoping you might come too. We've already seen what we can achieve when we work together, and the Alliance hopes to work even more closely in future. They think it's our best hope of keeping the Garleans in check, and I agree.
As do I. By coordinating our efforts in the east and west, we may be able to discourage them from committing their forces to a single front. I accept your invitation. I must, however, ask for time to attend to some pressing matters here. In light of recent events, the risk of Imperial reprisals is greater than ever, and I would not leave Dorma unguarded. Ere I depart, I must shore up her defenses.
Understood. I'll let the Alliance know. We'll wait to hear from you before setting a date. The meeting's to be held at the Royal Palace in Alamigo, incidentally. Do you remember the way?
Well enough. Please assure my hosts that I will not keep them waiting any longer than I have to.
Consider it done. And thank you for agreeing to come. If we all put our heads together, we're sure to find the best way forward. For everyone.
That was interesting. That the Alliance could extend an invitation to Doma bespeaks the depths of their concern, nor are they misguided. If Gullimal has fallen under Ascian control, the threat we face is incalculable. Geary? While we are happy to cooperate with the Eorzean Alliance, there are many things that Doma must do alone. Don't worry, Alphinaud's been through countless trials and comes out stronger every time. He'll be back, I'm sure of it. Yugiri assures me that the task of searching is best left to her comrades. I shall trust to their experience and focus on what I can do. My advisors and I presently convene to discuss the matter of Doma's defenses. You are welcome to stay, of course. Had you not offered, I would have requested leave to remain. Where the Ascians are concerned, naught may be left to chance. As ever, we would benefit from your experience. I thank you for coming, Lise, even if it was on official business. I'd hoped there might be time to show you the land you helped to save, but I will settle for the fleeting visit if needs must. There never does seem to be enough time for anything, does there? But I did get to see a little bit of the Enclave. You made excellent progress, I must say. And soon you'll have the chance to see how we're getting on too. Till the meeting then. Claire, I was wondering if I might have a word with you before I go. In private. Go on, my friend. I'll send for Hakuro and the others in the meantime. Great. I'll wait for you at the docks. That the Alliance would have... Okay, it's probably just the same thing. Go and see what Lise wants. I promise we won't begin without you. Right, so that's done with. Now, I can't say for sure, but I got a pretty good idea to what Lise wants to talk about. Probably gonna tell us to keep our chin up, not to worry about Alphinaud. And I saw how Alize specifically moved at that point, so I'm guessing that this has something to do with her too. There she is. Hello, Lise. Thanks for coming. Knowing you, you've probably guessed what I wanted to talk about. Alize, she's acting as if everything's alright, but it's clear she's barely coping. The Alize I know is overbearing, willful, and reckless, and that's fine. It's how she deals with feeling weak. She has to keep moving or she's afraid she'll fall apart. A lot like me. But the thing about people like us is that we need someone to keep an eye on us. I had Papa Limo, and now I have my friends in the Resistance, and Alize has you and the Scions. Before you start, I'm not saying you're neglecting her. I'm sure you aren't, and I'm sure you won't. But she's a good friend, and when I see her like this, I can't help worrying. So please, make sure you give her all the support she needs, alright? Leave it to me, you've nothing to worry about. Seriously. Just leave it to me. Thank you, Claire. It goes without saying, but if there's anything I can do, you only need to ask. Well, I'd best be off. See you in Alamigo. That was nice. I get her being worried about Alize, but seriously, when are people going to start focusing on the Warrior of Light again? I mean, I just feel like we're spectators watching a game rather than actually being a part of it. They really need to make some changes to that, because we're supposed to be the main character here. I don't know, it just feels like we're not so important anymore. We had all our suspicions from the start, but a part of me was credulous enough to believe the Empire's promises. Never again. The Imperial Court is a nest of vipers, and any peace they offer is laced with poison. Your return is most timely. We have just apprised those newly arrived of where matters stand. I dare say I can guess the subject of your discussion with Lise. She too was never one for concealment. Fortunately for you, the individual in question seems none the wiser. Is everything alright with Lise? I wouldn't ask for details. I knew you'd tell me if it were important. Ah, there you are, my friend. Everyone has assembled, so let us begin.
If we are to ready ourselves for invasion, we shall need manpower, provisions, and time, all of which are in notably short supply.
Candid as ever, Yugiri, and correct, I concede. Fortunately, I have an idea. 'Tis plain no single nation can stand against the might of the Empire. And it was only with the aid of others that Dorma succeeded in winning her freedom. So, I mean to take a leaf out of our Eorzean friends' book and form an alliance of our own. In addition to those with whom we already share an understanding, I would reach out to Hingashi and Suinosato, and further afield to the myriad peoples of Nangsha and Dalmasca. I am under no illusion. Not all will answer the call. Yet disparate though we may be, we are united in our desire for freedom. If our neighbors could be made to see what is at stake, Ascian machinations and all, cooperation need not be so far-fetched a notion.
It may even seem practical. Under the guidance of our former leader, Master Louis Soir, we once strove to unite the fractious city-states of Eorzea. I dare say that experience shall be of use in your endeavor.
We should be glad of your wisdom.
For the record, I would have been in favor of this plan even if it hadn't been my grandfather's, but I have to ask, how will we secure the time to carry it out? Not that anyone has forgotten, but the Garleans have airships. Lots and lots of airships. Should they catch wind of our plan, they could send an armada to overwhelm us before our alliance had even begun to take shape.
Not if we deny them access to the skies. During our time in the Burn, the Warrior of Light and I chanced upon some Allagan ruins.
Oh?
As such ruins go, they were not particularly unusual. But something about the surrounding land struck me as odd. Faint though it was, its ethereal residue was uncannily similar to that of Azizlar. Identical, in fact. For locations so far removed to share a single etheric signature is all but impossible. I conclude, therefore, that the Allagans created the floating continent with land taken from the Burn.
While that is a most intriguing theory, I fail to see what relevance it has to Dorma's defense.
Azizlar was enclosed in a powerful energy barrier, impenetrable even to an Agrius-class battleship. It occurred to me that those ruins may have enjoyed similar protection. I have no proof, but the Warrior of Light did report seeing a structure resembling other known Allagan field generators.
All right. But even if we could put up such an energy barrier, it surely wouldn't extend beyond the limits of the Burn. So what's to stop the Garleans flying around it?
Fuel. The Dalmascan capital, Rabanasta, was a key imperial refueling point in the east. By laying waste to it as a lesson to the rest, the Empire greatly hindered its own operations in the region. If an Imperial fleet were to advance upon Dorma, it would now have little choice but to travel, as the crow flies, over the Burn.
I see.
A word of caution. Even assuming the generator still functions, raising a barrier of such a scale will require a prodigious amount of energy. And few places are so bereft of suitable crystals as the Burn.
A source of energy. Tell me, did the Allagans make a habit of launching things into the sky?
A curious question. Besides Azizlar, I know of only one other notable instance. The Red Moon Dalamud, whose fall triggered the calamity.
Just the 2 occasions, you say? Then I believe I may have a solution to our energy problem.
You do?
I may. To find out for sure, we would need to visit the Azim Steppe. Which would, I now see, present the perfect opportunity to discuss an alliance with the Zayla tribes. How very neat. What say you then? Shall we see whether this road leads?
That was an interesting meeting. So now we get to go to the steppe. In the fields of etherology, the Azim Steppe remains unbroken ground. Having missed your last expedition through injury, I mean to seize this opportunity with both hands. The Azim Steppe, I always wanted to see it. The resigning Ruby Princess is more receptive to the outside world than her predecessor, it is true, but what we offer is an invitation to war. Though I will plead our case, I fear we can expect little of Sui no Sato. We have fought long and sacrificed much to reclaim our freedom. I will die before I allow the Empire to take it from us again. I really like this guy. Power and slumber. He is eager to set out for the Azim Steppe. It is settled then. I will journey to the Azim Steppe with the Scions. Yugiri and Hakuro, I leave our other neighbors to you. My apologies, but I won't be joining you. I am no etherologist, and what skills I do possess are unlikely to be of any great use to the mission. But more importantly, it seems to me that the ruins and the burn warrant attention. And so while you are away securing an energy source, I will engage our friends at Garland Ironworks to undertake a complete overhaul of the field generators. We'll need them in good working order if our plan is to succeed. I trust there'll be no objections? Half care in the burn. Come on, Alize, could you not get Tataru to do it? Have fun in the burn. Have care on the step. From what I hear, the Exali are like fighting with friends almost as much as foes. Good luck. Just the three of us then. Very well. Shall we make first for reunion? I really do enjoy having Alize around. I have the feeling they specifically injured her during Stormblood just so that we don't get to travel around with her as much as we did during the first part of the game. And it's been such a long time since we've been to the Azim Steppe. I'm so glad they're using it again. Because it just sort of felt like that chunk of land that's just there, and once we finish the main scenario quest, there's really no need to go back to it. Tis a fine feeling to be back. Were it not for our mission, I would like nothing more than to lie on the grass and watch the clouds float by. So this is the Azim Steppe. The tales do not do it justice. If you think the view here is impressive, wait until we reach higher ground. Actually, seeing as it's your first visit, permit me to show you my favorite spot. Okay.
I will never tire of this vista. The endless fields, the boundless skies. 'Tis a sight to make a man forget his cares.
But not his purpose, I trust. Might this be a fitting moment to tell us what we are doing here?
Of course. During my time with the mole, I learned some few myths of this land. One goes thus. In the distant past, when all seemed doomed, a wayfaring soul came unto the steppe. Venturing into the northern crag, he received of Nama a sliver of her essence, a shard of the shining moon, and with it clove the tainted land from the earth. The end thus averted, to these fields did the wayfaring soul return, and venturing once more into the northern crag, he buried the shard, and made unto the heavens an offering of blood.
A tainted land cloven from the earth and an offering of blood to the heavens. Azizlar and Dalamud.
That was my thinking, yes.
And you believe that yonder mountains hide an artifact possessed of sufficient power to raise Azizlar up to the heavens? I suppose that might suffice.
Worth a closer look, would you say?
I would.
An intriguing myth, though I wonder how Nama came to be woven into it. An Alagon hand, perhaps? From here we shall travel to Mo'olol. There we may ask Cyrena about the particulars of the myth and raise the manner of an alliance with the rulers of the steppe. Great. I gotta say, I did not expect that kind of a story. I did not expect 4.4 to be going through that kind of an angle. I mean, it's interesting. Sort of. It's, I don't know. So far, it's just not as exciting as I was planning it out in my mind. Shows how much I know, huh? But hey, we still got plenty left of 4.4 to explore and hopefully find something a little bit more unexpected. And it's gonna be nice to speak with them all again. So that is Serena. Lise told me something of the woman, but I did not think that we would ever have occasion to meet. Tell me, do you notice anything different about the mole? How they carry themselves? That, my friend, is pride. I do believe their victory in the Naadam meant more to them than I realized. Hey there! Strange. Amidst the radiance of your being, I sense a shadow. I pray it is but my imagination. What's that supposed to mean? I do not like the sound of that. What do you mean, a shadow? Ian, Claire, I'm glad of your visit and the opportunity to welcome a new friend. How may we serve you? There is a matter I would discuss with the mole. It concerns not only the peoples of the steppe, but of every land in the Far East. A shard of the shining moon left behind by a wayfaring soul, and you need this to protect our lands? I do. My friends and I wish to find the shard and ascertain the extent of its power. Will you tell me more of the place where it lies buried? This northern crag? If that is your wish, it is in the mountains to the north. There is a cavern called the House of the Crooked Coin. Inside this cavern are pillars of stone that legend holds to be the source of Nama's power. There I believe you will find what you seek. Ah yes, I know the place. 'Tis a brisk walk from here. And what are your thoughts on an alliance? Should the Empire return, our lands will be engulfed in a storm of conflict, whether we will it or no. If we do not stand together, we will fall apart. This I believe with all my heart. However... Among the tribes of the steppe, there are those who revere Nama above all else. To them, the pillars are sacred and not to be disturbed. Should you proceed as you propose, such tribes are like to spurn an alliance, prompting others to follow their example. That is my concern. But it is by no means certain that the pillars will provide the power you seek. Ere you risk the ire of the followers of Nama, might you not first visit the House of the Crooked Coin? If all is as you hope, we may then consider how best to earn their blessing. I thank you for your counsel. We will do as you suggest. I have no desire to give offense to those with whom I would join hands. Thank you for your understanding. Though the mole may reign over the steppe today, this decision will shape the days to come, and we would not force others into war against their will. Nor we. 100-fold stronger are they who choose to fight of their own accord. Power in slumber. Okay, I think that's going to be a good place to pause it for now. I hope you enjoyed the video. I know that I'm enjoying the story so far. Like I said, not as exciting as I thought it would be. And yeah, I guess that's it for now. The next one is the Will of the Moon. In a place such as the steppe where Myad tribes exist side by side, it is important to respect each other's ways, and it would be wise indeed to respect the belief of those who gladly render up body and soul to the Dusk Mother. Serena is quite right. Before we seek permission to use those pillars, we should determine if they are suitable for our purposes. Okay. So, we're going to call it there. And the next quest is the Will of the Moon. Yastola is ready to put her skills in use. So, until next time, bye-bye.